It's Friday once again, and you know what that means. Another round of fact sheets. So let's dive on in and see what's new to Farming Simulator 22. But before that, if you like the format of the fact sheet videos or other FS22 update videos in general, please share them with fellow players. I like to make the videos a bit more entertaining than just reading of the speeds and feeds. So please, if you like the videos, click that thumbs up and hit the share button and let the world know. Now on with the program. First up, we have a big green machine, but it's not a John Deere, nor is it a Colossus. It's a Dutzi. It's nice to see more Dutzi in the game. We had a few of them in FS17, but just one in FS19. Let's hope this is not the sole representative of the brand for FS22. We have the top liner 4090 HTS harvester. This harvester will slot in nicely just above the New Holland TX32 that we all know from FS19, costing $129,500 with a storage capacity of 8,500 liters, a rolling weight of 9.7 tons. It's going to make use of an engine that has 310 horsepower coupled with a variable CVT transmission to move itself down the road at a top speed at 12 miles per hour. And let's hope the fuel lasts all day, as it only holds 555 liters. This harvester will work with our traditional grain crops in wheat, barley, oat, canola, sorghum, sunflowers, soybeans, and corn. We see it here harvesting what looks like oats with a top liner 4090 grain header that will set you back $30,000 in its own right and has a working speed of 6 miles per hour. Working width of 6 meters, and when you're disconnecting the header, you want to make sure it's clear of all hands and feet, as this thing weighs 1.7 tons. This header is listed as working with wheat, barley, oat, canola, sorghum, and soybeans. Taking a closer look, we know that this is the French map based on the trees in the background. We do not get a clear shot of the header intake from this still, but we can see some of the enhanced particle effects from the chaff output. I think I'm going to spend a lot of time early in FS22 doing harvests and watching those particle effects coming out the back. What about you? Moving on to our second fact sheet. We are still in the south of France with this one. I'm really curious what kind of tree is in the background. The one with the high canopy. But are we really here to look at the trees? No. So let's get on with it. Here we have the Zetor Proxima HS tractor. Now I have a feeling we had Zetor in FS17. I don't have FS17 installed anymore to find out. They did not make a return in FS19, but they are back in FS22, and we're going to see in a bit they seem to be back in more than one way. But for now, let's look at the Proxima HS. This small tractor will cost you a shade under $50,000 at $49,500. Has a range of engine options from 76 to 117 horsepower. Those engines are paired up with a manual transmission with power shift that can propel the tractor down the road at 24 miles per hour. With the tractor holding only 190 liters of fuel, it's not adding too much to the overall weight of 4.6 tons. We see it paired here with the Krone Swadro TS970 windrower that surprisingly costs nearly as much as the tractor itself at $41,000. The windrower will take 90 horsepower to operate with 3.3 ton for this bit of machinery. The windrower will work at 9 miles per hour in the field, collecting up to 9.7 meters worth of material into a single swath. Now let's take a look at the tractor a little bit closer We'll see through the hood, thanks to all the perforations in the engine bay. It's being driven by Mr. Cool, we'll call him, in his wool-lined jacket, shades, and probably a matching brand hat, if I were to venture a guess. Moving further back, we have what looks like a window defroster lines on the rear window. And then finally we come to the swadro. And this image is giving me a bit of confusion. I was initially expecting to see the windrow out the back middle of the implement, but that's not the case. We can see way at the back, the windrow looks to be off to the right side. This windrower uses 3 rotational wheels in a diagonal configuration to move the product from left to right, where it produces a single windrow on the far right of the implement. I'll have a link down in the description that will take you to a YouTube video showing this very windrower in action if you want to see one in real life. Now that we have our windrower product, we need to collect it. And for that, we have the Zetor tractor in the Major CL. This tractor is a bit cheaper than previous models at $42,500 with a single engine configuration of 75 horsepower and a single manual gearbox. A rather small 80-liter or 21-gallon fuel tank, and from what it looks like, it could race this with the Fiat 1300 DT tractor from Farm Sim 19 and see which is the slowest with the top speed of just 19 miles per hour. But this is a very good at minimizing compaction on the fields, coming in with a weight of just 3.6 tons. This seems to be the perfect tractor to pair up with the Massey Ferguson MF 1840 small baler. We saw this baler in the gameplay video reveal of the French map, and now we get to see the stats. The baler can be purchased for $22,000, requires just 50 horsepower to operate, and can produce bales that are 120 centimeters long, or for us Americans, that is approximately 4 feet long. The baler has one of the lightest things that we have seen to date, coming in only at 1.5 tons. Looking more at the image than the stats, I would say the biggest thing that I see here is that the straw swath looks much closer to the same shade as the bales than they did in the video B-roll that we got. I know there was some criticism on that video that the swath was a different shade than the bale coming out. It seems that that is a much better match now, but also keep in mind that everything that we're seeing here is still work in progress. The game is still very much in development, so things are still rather fluid. Our fourth and final fact sheet for the day, we look at yet another Zetor tractor. They seem to have a good presence in the small category for FS22, that's for sure. We have the Zetor Fortera HSX. It is the largest of all 3 tractors with an engine combination of 117 to 136 horsepower, a manual gearbox with power shift, 270 liters of fuel, and for the first time, we now see a tractor that has specifically defined a depth capacity. This particular tractor has a depth capacity of 28 liters. The tractor is capable of moving its 5.4 tons down the road at 24 miles per hour and will set you back $89,500. This tractor is pulling a new brand in the Rudolph TDK 301 RA trailer. This trailer has an empty weight of 5.4 tons, storage volume of 18.5 to 24.5 cubic meters, and will set you back $32,000. Due to the large list of fill types, I suspect there's no room to show us the weight capacity of the trailer. From this list, we can see the trailer will hold wheat, barley, oats, canola, sorghum, olives, sunflowers, soybeans, corn, potatoes, sugar beet, cut beets, sugarcane, seed, mixed rations, forage, chaff, wood chips, loose grass, hay, straw, silage, stones, lime, manure, solid fertilizer, concentrate, which we still do not know really what that is, but I've got a working theory. I have a crazy idea it might be pellets, such as hay or straw pellets, but we'll just figure that out later. Pig food, salt, and snow to round out that huge list. Looking closer at the images, like we usually do, we see Mr. Cool once again behind the wheel. Clearly he favors Zetor tractors. And aside from commenting on the buildings from the French map, we can see some subtle tire deformation on the trailer. We don't know if this trailer is loaded or not, but it's a good sign to see this little detail in the screenshot. So that is going to do us for this week's look at the fact sheets. Just one more week closer, and on Monday we will have just 9 more weeks to go, and that means just 8 more fact sheet Fridays. If you've been holding out on pre-ordering until you knew that Zetor tractors were in the game, well, today is your lucky day. And if you should be so inclined, there are some convenient affiliate links down in the description below to get you started. And until next time, happy farming!